Dad didn't even look at me when he said it. "Starting next month, you'll pay rent if you want to stay here." He jabbed his fork into the steak like it was the punchline to a joke. Mom smirked, tossing in her twist. "Maybe it'll teach you some respect." The laughter that followed wasn't loud, but it cut deep, sharp, deliberate. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I just sat there, chewing food that tasted like ashes, and made myself a promise. This would be the last dinner I ever had at that table. For weeks, they'd been picking at me, mocking, dismissing, calling me useless, dead weight. Each word chipped away a little more, but I smiled through it, thinking maybe they were just stressed. Maybe they didn't mean it. I worked nights, picked up extra shifts they never noticed, slipped groceries in through the back door before they saw. But to them, I was nothing. My brother was the star, my sister, the golden one, me, just another mouth in their house. I swallowed their insults quietly, right up until they asked me to pay rent for a roof I'd already been holding up in silence. Because here's the part they never saw. The bills left on the counter that I paid, the lights I kept on, the internet they used every day, all quietly taken care of from my account. And still, I was dead weight. That night, after dinner, I went into Dad's office, not to steal, just to confirm what I already knew. His drawer was unlocked. Final notices, unpaid bills, 3 months behind on the mortgage, credit cards maxed out. And still, he mocked me for not contributing. That was the real betrayal. Not his words at dinner, but the proof that I'd been carrying them all along while they sharpened their knives behind my back. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I folded each notice, stacked them neatly, and slid them into my backpack. Evidence. That was the night I packed my bags. Quiet, careful. I left before sunrise. And I didn't disappear impulsively. I planned it like a clean escape. Step 1. Move my money. Close the joint accounts they kept dipping into. Redirect my paycheck. Step 2. Cut the utilities. My name was on more than they realized. Electricity, internet, streaming, even the car insurance. One call at a time, each polite cancellation lined up for the end of the billing cycle. Step 3. Wait, because I knew what was coming. It didn't take long. The first call came that Wednesday. Mom's voice was high and panicked. "Why is your room empty? Where are you? What happened?" I let the silence stretch before answering, calm and steady. "I left." In the background, Dad's voice thundered. "Get him back here now," I cut in. "You said I'd have to pay rent if I wanted to stay. I don't want to stay." Silence. Then Mom again, smaller this time. "But the bills." "Oh, the bills," I said softly. "The ones in my name? The ones I've been paying while you called me dead weight?" Nothing. Just static. I pressed on. "You probably noticed the internet's out. The power goes off Friday at midnight. Insurance ends next week. You wanted independence, now you've got it." Dad grabbed the phone, his voice shaking with rage. "You ungrateful little—" "No," I said, cutting him off clean. "Not ungrateful. Just done." And I hung up. 2 days later, they showed up at my new apartment. Not to apologize, of course, but to demand. Mom's eyes scanned the place. Clean counters, neatly stacked boxes, a stocked fridge. "You can't just leave us like this," she said. Dad's tone was pure venom. "You think you can make it on your own? You'll come crawling back." I stepped aside and let them see the signed lease, the keys, the life I'd built without them. "I already made it," I said quietly. "I've been making it while you pretended I didn't exist. The only difference now is you finally feel the weight I've been carrying." Mom's face crumpled. Dad's fists clenched, but his eyes gave him away. He knew I was right. My brother and sister weren't there, of course. They never were when things turned ugly. Just the two who'd sharpened the knives, now stunned to find themselves bleeding. I didn't yell or gloat. I just handed them the stack of overdue notices I'd kept, dropped it on the counter like evidence. "That's yours," I said. "All of it. I've paid my share, more than my share. Now it's your turn." They left in silence, Dad's face red with fury, Mom pale with realization. I closed the door and leaned against it, not in sorrow, but relief. The quiet wasn't loneliness, it was freedom. For years, I'd been their safety net, the quiet one who took every hit, every debt, every insult. They thought I'd never cut the cord. But when I did, it wasn't messy or loud. It was clean, surgical, and it left them exposed. People imagine revenge as fire, loud, burning, consuming. But mine was cold. I didn't set their world on fire. I just took back what was mine and left them to feel the weight of their own neglect.